How many people do they think died here?
Into the hundreds. And if you look at it, it's almost like a crucifix from the top. It's a very dark location.
You don't ever see shit like this in the States.
Yeah, they still work. If you're going to get activity that's quite dark, people sort of do feel quite threatened.
Oh, did you hear that?
They were alone here and had no family. So if they died, they had nowhere to be buried.
How many graves do you think are out here?
Again, it's not documented.
There's a huge upside down cross on the wall here. Anytime someone says in a haunted place, like, people have done this, don't do this, it's almost like, no, just do it. It looks creepy as hell from over here.
Xanax? What? No way!
The devil is here.
On tonight's episode of the Paranormal Files, we're in Wales, investigating one of the most notorious places in this entire area, the Bron-Y-Garth Hospital and Workhouse.
The sun is setting at the river's end.
This location is truly unlike anything you'll find in the United States, because it seems like the doctors, the patients, the people who worked here one day just got up and left. This building is filled with original artifacts, and it's got some terrifying stories too.
Suddenly you went away. Never heard a word.
Tonight's episode is going to be chilling. We have been told by friends of ours that this place is one of the scariest that you can investigate in the United Kingdom. But we're just so happy to be here. Thank you to everybody for supporting the work we do here on the Paranormal Files, for helping us make this trip possible. My name is Colin Brown. Thank you for tuning in tonight, and you're watching the Paranormal Files. Does shaving feel like a battle that you're destined to lose? Oftentimes when I'm done shaving, especially in my neck area, I'll suddenly break out with a lot of irritation. It honestly makes me super self-conscious, and it's something that I hate about the shaving experience. And if you experience something like that regularly, you're not alone. In fact, only 12% of men report that they've never experienced any sort of irritation after shaving. And that's why I've partnered with Henson Shaving to bring you guys a solution. Let me tell you, I have tried out the razor that they sent me, and first of all, I love the build. I love the way that this razor actually feels in your hand. It's like super durable. It's kind of wild how just switching out something as simple as your razor can improve your skin's health so immensely. But what sets Henson Shaving products apart from the competition? Well, for one, I love the gentle single blade design. You know, with most razors, they have multiple blades. They're all stacked on top of each other. Normally, those razors tug on the hair in your skin. They pull it out. They want to get that smooth shave, but that ends up causing ingrown hairs and irritation. But the Henson razor uses one single sharp blade to cut hair at skin level, which drastically minimizes those issues and can help you fight irritation. Also, I love the affordability of the Henson razor. Basically, you just have to buy the razor first, and you replace the single blade that's inside of this razor about once a week. To put that into perspective, this is one of their razors. It costs about 10 cents per razor. You can get packs like this of 100 razors at a time. And because of this, how cheap the razor blades are and how often you have to replace them, once you start using this thing, you'll only have to spend about $3 to $5 a year on replacement blades. Try the Henson razor today and discover how shaving can actually be a part of a healthy skincare routine. Just visit hensonshaving.com/paranormal and use code paranormal to get a free tube of shave cream with your purchase of a Henson razor. But anyways, the links are going to be in the description and a pinned comment. Let's get back to today's video.
Okay, welcome to Festiniog Workhouse, now known as Bron-Y-Garth here in Wales. You've obviously had an experience with the Welsh roads and the Welsh weather.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Interesting first day of driving in England, coming out here.
It's been a bit of testing conditions for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we're in the workhouse. It started life as a Festiniog Union workhouse. It was built for the poor people, the homeless people, orphans, widows, just basically anybody that was struggling outside there in the world. They were offered an opportunity to come to the workhouse. Conditions weren't great. It was very, very basic living conditions, and the food was just basically bread and water. This is the original plans of the first floor.
The second floor.
The second floor, yeah. And then the second floor, which is the third floor. There aren't any plans that we've managed to get hold of, but of the ground floor where we are now, or the first floor. So it just sort of shows you basically the male imbecile dormitory, which is the opposite end to where we are now. This is where we are now, roughly there, which was the female rooms were upstairs. Moving along the sick and infirm ladies. Nurses' quarters there. Now if you look at it, it's almost like a crucifix from the top. In the days of the workhouse, this was almost like a watchtower. So the boys, the girls, the men and the women would all sort of exercise separately. So the wardens could actually view through these windows what was going on in sort of each exercise yard. So it's not far off a prison, but not quite. And it's sort of between the hospital. Moving through, obviously, the men's wards and the mental patients, the imbeciles there. Storerooms, nurses' rooms, stewards' rooms, accommodation for the sort of the masters and the officers that sort of ran the place. On the top floor was the able-bodied dormitory, so they were people who were more sort of able-bodied and were able to work. And the infants dormitory, so any newborns that were born here, they were sort of kept there alongside the labour ward, which was up in the top. So lots of births, lots of deaths, lots of poor, unfortunate souls on the edge of society were brought here. Some survived, others, their life ended here. It is a big place, it is a bit of a maze. We're going on a tour, can't guarantee we won't get lost. Although I've been here many times, I still get lost. We'll stick together.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is just one of the old original wards that were here. You can still see sort of the curtain rails, the lights and everything. Nothing's really changed. It was taken over by the National Health from Festiniog Workhouse on the birth of the National Health Service in the UK in the 1940s. It ran as a hospital right up until 2009. It laid empty for about 9 years. Then the current owners purchased it, and I've done little bits just to keep it maintained. So it is fairly raw still. When we do our ghost hunts here, one of the craziest things I couldn't work out, I tend to sleep in the reception area, so if any of the guests that are with us sort of want to go home, they can come and let me know. And it was we'd finished sort of 3-4 o'clock in the morning, there was maybe 10-15 people sleeping over, and there's a quiet room, which we're going to have a look at, where basically it was a room where if the nurse or the doctor had got to give you some bad news about your family, you were taken in there. And there was a couple of ladies sleeping in there. I was sleeping in the reception. And I woke up with the sound of somebody like singing, almost just like getting on with their daily business, sort of just humming away to themselves. So I thought maybe one of the ladies had woke up, so I sort of had a tuttle on down. Silence, nothing, nobody. Looked through the window, both fast asleep. Okay, maybe I'm hearing things. Went back up again, got back in the sleeping bag. 10 minutes later, same thing again. Come back down, looked through the window again. This time one of the ladies woke up. So, you okay? Yeah, you singing? I said, no. You heard singing? Yeah, we heard singing. And you sort of visualise it. It was just almost like maybe one of the cleaners had just come in for the morning shift and was sort of just mopping the floor and just singing away to herself. It was, yeah, crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's also a little spooky with the rain. It adds that little...
It's a very dark location. One of the wards, it's been left as it was. In 2009 when they went away. This, from talking to the owners, was the place where people would come in. When in the days of the workhouse, they would come in, they would meet in this room, and they would be assessed and basically said, yeah, you're eligible to come and join us in the workhouse, or unfortunately not, you've got to go back outside. But later days it became just a hospital ward.
And when was this place built?
1700, and ran for about 100 years as a workhouse, and then into national health care till 2009. It is as it is.
You don't ever see shit like this in the States.
No.
Like,
I mean, this is just about as old as any infrastructure in the States.
but I mean, like, all the bedding and it's just wild, man.
Yeah, it's untouched. We have had things thrown in here. In fact, one of the stories that the owner's just told me, the owner bought it, didn't have ghosts or anything in his mind, didn't really sort of think about it, so didn't know if he believed or was a non-believer. And only several weeks ago, he was doing some work to one of the windows. I think it was maybe putting some putty in one of the windows that had come out, and he got hit on the back of the head by a piece of slate. Now, there's no slate around it. There's some slate outside, and that sort of really, it shocked him. He's also heard, because he lives just across in the flat over there, from this area, almost like a Welsh choir singing, 2-3 in the morning, and he sort of woke up and his wife says, "Yeah, I can hear it," and they sort of come down and nothing.
That's crazy.
Which would have happened in the wards, maybe at sort of Christmas times and things like that. The sort of Welsh choirs would have come in and visited the patients, the inmates, or they may have got together and sort of singing their own songs. But recently it was the piece of slate just caught him on the back of the head. He's not so confident of being here on his own now.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Yeah, everywhere there's just original sort of wheelchairs, walking sticks. It's just all as it was. One of the interesting things which I noticed last time I was here with this room, we come into this room. The store cupboard goes just to so far back, but if you come here, this is a really wide wall, and it ends there.
Really?
So what's in there? It's suggested that there may be a staircase, a hidden staircase in there, but
For what reason?
whether it's part of the old original workhouse, but because they haven't got the plans for the ground floor, they can't work it out. But it does tie up with a staircase that's upstairs. But it's weird that it should just end. We could spend the night touring the old. If it's still.
No X-ray machine.
Yeah, they still work.
That's
crazy.
so cool.
The bulbs are still active.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun to try to pronounce Welsh names.
Yeah. This room we tend to use when we're doing our ghost hunting vigils. We do get quite a lot of activity in here. What we've had in the past is we've heard footsteps in the corridor, so we've sort of gone outside, nobody around, put some K2 meters down, some cat balls, and we've come back in here. We've actually seen the cat balls going off. Almost in sequence, sort of 1, 2, 3, 4. So that sort of tends to happen in the corridor. Not when you're in the corridor, when you're away, sort of in this ward. Yeah, definitely worth maybe spending some time in here with some equipment.
Yeah.
It's effectively called Annie's room.
Annie.
Yeah,
Why is that?
it's just a name that's been picked up over the couple of years doing the ghost hunts.
Annie.
Annie.
Yeah. You don't know who she is?
Patient. So this one comes round in the loop. This, towards the end of its life, was an old people's home. Lots of sort of leaks, and the floor gets quite springy in places. Fairly much a dead end there through. And that's the sort of length of the ground floor. The old kitchen area.
There's a smell in here.
Just endless rooms. It comes back round again. So this is the kitchen for the
It smells like pizza.
pizza.
You smell that?
It does have, it's a completely different smell.
Yeah, it has a different vibe when you walk from that side into this side. But it's also got the same age. It's just that sort of late years. It's been used. That's not this way. They just still work. Yeah.
It's funny that they keep they kept the X-ray display in the kitchen.
If you notice all the, obviously, the sort of water damage and the roof's coming in, when we get to the end-of-life care ward, just have a look at the condition of the room. Can go up through that way.
There's an interesting energy in here.
Yeah. So I know, I don't know if it's psychological, or, but whenever I come here, it does smell of old people. Okay, have you got that?
It does.
Yeah.
I was thinking that earlier.
Yeah.
Does anything ever happen over here?
In this area here, we tend to sort of like to do the Ouija board in there, and again we sort of get sort of names through. I think one of the most popular ones that comes through is an Edward. He comes through in quite a lot of the places actually, which is interesting because we'll bring sort of 20 people here, and then 6 weeks later we'll bring a completely different 20 people, and then we'll get the same names. And Alice sometimes backs it up along with the Estes method. But it's quite, Annie is one of the ones, Edward, which tends to be that side, and also down where we're going shortly. You know where you are, don't you?
Yeah.
So that sort of covers this wing. Yeah.
What's this?
It would have been a phone box.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. A little privacy shield.
Phone dome. That's what it's called.
I love the paintwork.
Ah.
This is the quiet room. This is where somewhere between the reception bit where I was sleeping and where we heard the lady singing.
Oh, this has got a smell too.
Do you know what I always think it smells of? Diesel.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All the Bibles are still here. So this was the room where, if you got bad news to break to a loved one, this could be brought in here. It's quite a room. Bible all in Welsh. You want to read that later?
If only I could.
But again, all original. And this is the room where the two ladies sort of set up the camp beds from sleeping and look through the window, fast asleep, but the singing. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is something that's been reported before as well, so it's not. But yeah, diesel leads us to the old kitchens.
Oh man.
Everything for the hospital back in those days was cooked on site, freshly on site, not sort of brought in or anything. Everything would have been made in here. Again, in this area, we have done this area before. Do you use cat balls?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they tend to go off quite a lot.
I'd imagine there's a lot of movement in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It always blows my mind to think if you could just go back and see what this looked like when there's people working and everything.
Yeah, it would have been a very busy area, lots of going on, lots of chattering going on, clanking of pots and pans. And, it's quite a rare place for the UK to have something as untouched as this. Yeah, they are quite rare because a lot of them get converted into houses, flats. It's quite rare to have somewhere as authentic as this, really.
With all the furniture and like no graffiti too.
Yeah. So you get the dumbwaiter.
Those things are always a little creepy too.
This is when we go upstairs, you'll actually see it's almost like a 50-pence piece shaped. So this is like the tower bit. So this is like the ground floor that looked out onto the exercise yards. The stairs look creepy.
Yeah. I would say so.
Remember we talked about the paintwork.
Yeah, this is.
Have a look. Feel the temperature as well.
Wow.
It's
Like
untouched.
perfect condition.
Yeah, we're on an outside wall, end of life care ward. So if you were brought in here to die, so yeah, it all feels very peaceful.
It is.
It's warm as well, isn't it? You can notice when you walk through, you walk into like the warmth.
How many people do they think died here? Any ideas?
Into the hundreds. A lot of them wouldn't have families, so they sort of no sort of record. So it's a difficult one to sort of quantify. But over the years, it was the workhouse. Yeah, there would have been more deaths.
That's crazy. It's still in this good of condition.
Yeah.
I mean, no damage at all.
No, it's like it's just been. It's not far off being sort of fresh, is it?
I mean, you can just imagine someone laying here,
Yeah.
drawing their last breaths.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It does feel, to me, it always feels calm. Like
Yeah.
a very calm And it's warm as well.
It is warm. So
Yeah.
I'm sweating.
You do, when you walk, you know, you feel the temperature difference. It's not a drop, definitely.
It's all different smells in
Yeah.
every different part of this place.
This one still, to me, has like a hospital smell.
Yeah.
It still smells sort of quite clinical. Which is just another sort of room on the same wall, and it's
Another different smell.
if you're going to get activity that's quite dark.
What happened here?
It was an escape room once, just for one event. But yeah, it was a hospital ward. But yeah, that's just been left over from the escape room. Yeah, in here when if you go total dark, it is hands in front of your face. You can't see a thing. We often get noises coming from the bed, and when we do have people here, it's almost like there's something that will stand in your personal space, so they will get up close, and so people do start to feel uncomfortable, and we have had people sort of walk out of here because it become too uncomfortable.
Why would that be?
Whether it's going back to the days of the warden, because this sort of dark shadow figure that people see is quite very tall, big, and quite imposing, and just people sort of want to step back and do feel quite threatened. Happens in this room more so than anywhere else. It's always interesting if you do see somebody on the bed or sit on the bed, because people said that they felt somebody come or stand next to them, and the bed's actually sort of vibrated as well on more than one occasion in this room. But it is, if you do go lights out in here, it is pitch black, total darkness. There's nothing.
You gonna lay on the bed?
Hell yeah. Of course. Anytime someone says in a haunted place, like, either this person has this happen right here, or sometimes they'll say, now people have done this, don't do this. It's almost like, no, you have to.
I've got to do it.
You know? Yeah, this room's definitely got a creepier vibe.
Yeah.
I think the paint job definitely does a little bit of that.
We'll go back to the first set of stairs, and then we can hopefully come across and find where we want to go. That's pretty much the ground floor.
You mean the first floor?
Well, the first floor. I just thought it was Josh, but it's not, is it? So back to base room that way. So we'll hit the first floor, second floor.
Another different smell.
Yeah, I mean here you just can get lost. This is where the tower is, where we're downstairs with the angled windows. So yeah, we've just got rooms, offices, administration blocks. The dumbwaiter, which nobody's in the kitchen, but sometimes you do get the rattling.
Really?
Yeah. This is the old nurses' quarters. So the nurses would come up here in their break time and the rest room. So this one here, and in the days of the hospital, going back to the days of the workhouse, it was sort of accommodation, sleeping accommodation, or sort of the big bunks.
Another different smell.
Yeah. This one is quite that will take us. Work back down the stairs. I want to. Yes, it's here. Come on in. What can you smell? It changes when you come in. I was not always perfuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was when first was like a changing right there with nurses' uniforms on, and when we spoke to somebody, the nurses would come up in this room, have a cigarette, and then spray perfume around before they went back to work. It's a massive smell.
It's got that like sweet smell.
Yeah.
That's so strange. The amount of different smells in this place is absolutely wild.
It is weird.
Yeah. So nurses change. We've last time I was here, which was a couple of weeks ago, we sort of just had 3 or 4 people. We sort of sat in the chairs and sat around, and we were getting responsive taps, and it seemed to be on the other side of this wall, and we also heard footsteps coming across, and again we looked out, nobody there. But yeah, responsive taps tend to be good in this place.
Some of these rooms just feel weird. Like this room feels weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell that is.
But yeah, sweet smell.
That's blowing my mind.
And yeah, I get why you say this is like a big ass maze.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just another part of the nurses' restroom, nurses' quarters. But yeah, when it was on this wall, we were getting the responsive taps back.
So, what were the conditions like at the workhouse? Can we talk about a little bit of history for that?
Yeah, basically the conditions of the workhouse. The people who were brought into the workhouse were people who had got no money, couldn't earn anything, maybe through illness, maybe their husband or wife had died. Maybe they were unmarried and pregnant, having a child out of wedlock. There was many reasons why people were brought into the workhouse. It was better than life outside, but at least they got some food and some heating. Life outside was they couldn't eat. There was no heating, no food. So life inside here, although it was harsh, it was better than what they got outside. They would generally have to work for a small amount of payoff to earn their food and water, and here it was breaking rocks. So big rocks would come in from the outside and they would break them up into smaller pebbles for making buildings. So that was the main source of income for the workhouse, so they could actually put it on and keep the people here. That's for about 100 years, but again there was lots of deaths because people were ill, starvation, they come in a terrible state, and there were also lots of births, so they had the labour ward, if you like, was up on the top floor. It was deemed as not being great when the National Health Service was brought along, and then everything sort of changed and conditions got better, and the name was changed from a workhouse to a hospital, an institution. Care got better, more money was available to help these poor unfortunate souls that were on the edge of society.
Do you know any specific stories of people that were here at the workhouse, or names, anything like that?
We have had the name Edward come through downstairs. There are quite a few Edwards that have been here. The warden, we've had a warden which was that come through, and we know there was a warden there called David, which is David, and it's spoken in Welsh would be David. That has come through here, mainly on the top floor, so we think he may have been quite sort of a higher up warden who patrolled and kept his eye on, kept sort of law and order in the workhouse. But yeah, there are so many names that have been through here, so many registered and so many unregistered. Children, obviously, if their families were no longer around, they would be brought here and put to work as well, so there would be sort of child labour going on, breaking up the stones.
Sounds like a terrible life as a child.
Yeah.
To be breaking stones.
Yeah. Day in, day out with it. How I just chipping away at stones for big rocks turning into snow.
Any accidents at the workhouse that were like publicised or talked about?
Not that I'm aware of, no, but I'm sure, you know, there would have been. Because the working conditions weren't great.
They weren't really bragging about the injuries of the people.
No.
Did you hear that noise right when? Did you hear that? It was right when you stopped. It was like. I definitely got it on camera.
This is corridor. Yeah, so we come through from the main. Also sort of officey administration rooms. And again, it was going back to the workhouse. There were wardens' rooms.
I'm definitely getting lost tonight.
Yeah, what the?
Again, very sort of office-based. These are the old ward names and the sort of staff names and the sort of shift pattern they were on. So that was their working shift pattern. Ignore that bit there that somebody's. Yeah, a few names there: Richard, Errol, Ben, Reese, Phil, Rob,
Caroline, Beth.
How do you say that? Syowen?
Yes, a Welsh Syowen.
I would never know. Well, I guess I did guess it. Ooh, diabetic clinic. That's interesting. That's me.
They would put you in here.
I would have been in here.
Yeah.
Now, how the hell do you say this? Do you know how to read that?
No. It says it is against the law to smoke on these premises. Oh yeah.
Oh man, you're really good.
Yeah.
What about paranormal up here?
Not really done anything in this bit. We sort of concentrate on the nurses' quarters. So I would be interested if you did anything up here. But yeah, we know that side of the corridor on the nurses side. But again, it's office space now. Going back in time, it was wardens' rooms.
And another different smell.
Mm-hmm.
It's so peculiar.
If we can go up a set. Again, it's just more of offices around. What floor is this? This is the
Second.
Floor. Wait, what is this, the second?
No, it's their second.
No.
Another smell.
This room's quite an interesting room. If you look on the plans, it would have been the unstable men's area. I remember this in particular, it was actually over by the door, and we were just doing a bit of a call-out session in here, and that flipped over.
Really?
It's not heavy, but yeah, it flipped over by the door. We just
That was scary.
10
Oh,
people,
I
10
think it's
people
shit myself.
suffered paranormal Tourette's. Yeah. Yeah.
It kind of smells like a gymnasium.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a bit of a tobacco-y.
Yeah.
So, what would it be like for like psychiatric patients in here? Did they do any procedures that were interesting, or?
Some of the procedure, as it was a workhouse, they were basically just left, and it was sort of a lonely existence. There was no real medical treatments at that time, so you were just basically left, and you got slowly worse and worse. So it was a cruel, but we didn't in the 1700s didn't really know how to deal with the mental illnesses. But now, so yeah, it was just out of sight, out of mind type thing. Yeah, you were just left to.
It feels creepy in here.
Yeah, it's got a bad vibe in here.
I've got like, yeah, it's definitely like a tobacco-y smell. Yeah, there was certainly the thickness of the walls is probably why it's still standing today.
That is a very thick wall.
Seriously.
Right, do you remember I said about the watchtower?
Mm-hmm.
So when the owners sort of knocked down these walls so you can actually see, so you've actually got a window overlooking that exercise yard, a window overlooking that exercise yard, same over that side, and the one through there. So this was basically where the prison warders was patrol to make sure sort of law and order, the women and children, men, females and males were kept separate, so that was women and children each had their own sort of exercise yard when they were allowed out. This is where the wardens would be. This was all open because it's just like false walls. And then just off this one, there was the infants or maternity. So any births were in this room. The infants were in this room. See, it's different smell completely.
Makes no sense.
That is so weird.
It's a bit like the sweet smell again, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
Any activity happen here?
More so in the sort of derelict room there. We've actually done Estes in there, and it was quite a strong male with a lot of sort of get outs. We had a few help me's. That seems to be one of the things that we get in these sort of two rooms. But yeah, get out sort of over the far side. So it's quite a sort of strong male. In this area, it tends to be more sort of women's voices with a lot of help me's. Yeah. A couple of creepy ones in that male one is we sort of ask sometimes, can you tell us whereabouts you are? And we've had sort of behind you by the door, which does tends to make you shiver
Yeah.
a lot. And yeah, also I Can See You is another one that we get through on the S's, particularly in that area there. Yeah, it does make you feel a bit uncomfortable when when you sort of go, if You Can See Us, can we see you? Help me. But, yeah, see you. So, yeah.
It is a very uneasy feeling in this building.
It's definitely unlike other hospitals that we've been to.
It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably spend 2 or 3 days.
Seriously.
Just exploring the windows overlooking the. Yeah. Well, when you take the drone up, you'll see it as almost like the sort of the crucifix shape with this. This is the tower. It does look like it does look like a prison. And we're back to the
There you go.
cocaine room. The plan and the zones of the fire zone brings us back to the base room.
Nice.
So far, so good.
So far, very good.
Should we check the weather? It's the mortuary.
We can just run over there. These cameras are fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Mortuary. Oh, that was raining a little bit harder than I thought it was.
Yeah, quite a lot of it.
Holy shit.
Okay, yeah, obviously this mortuary area, there's a couple of, what was that? Yeah, there's a couple of names, name tags that were on the people's feet. So we've got Susie Harris, Joanne Agnes, yeah, in the times they were sort of found here. The fridges would have been here. Obviously through health and safety they've had to go because of the ammonia and everything else. So last time we were here we sort of had a group of people up here and I sort of didn't tell anybody where the fridge, and there was a young lady sort of said, I'm absolutely freezing, so yeah, so we knew where the fridge was.
That's crazy.
So yeah, obviously if your loved one had died and we wanted to come and see them, the body would be brought in, put in here, one of the boards, and then the curtains would be drawn, and then you could go into the viewing room, the other side, that would draw the curtains, and you could see your loved one.
Looks like someone's been doing this as well.
And you know, you said when you do the S's, do you have the mask on?
Yeah.
Yeah, people have felt so strongly that they've being watched.
Really?
Yeah, when we've done the Estes up here as well, what we've done is we've put a cat ball all around, so left, right, front and back, and we've actually asked, and if they've sort of gone off, can you go to the right, can you go to the left, and we've actually had them going off while we've been doing the Estes method. And the person that's sitting there has been oblivious, been behind the curtains.
Wow.
So yeah, we've just been sat there with the curtains sort of slightly open. The sound of running footsteps as well in here when the person's been doing the Estes, because we've sort of, and there's been nobody there, but it's like
Freaky.
a couple of times, yeah. Don't know why with the running footsteps.
And this is another building in great condition.
Yeah. Again, different smell, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We have had people when we do events, say we do sleepover events. So when the ghost hunt's finished, people will sleep over, and we've had people actually sleeping over in the mortuary, setting up the sort of campers there. And again, they will wake up as if they're being watched, or faces at the window. They
I don't know if I want to sleep here.
No. I think I'm good.
very quiet up here, isn't it? Very sort of no light pollution,
Yeah.
noise pollution.
So if you hear anything up here, watch out.
You want to head back down to the base room?
Yeah, are we done with the tour?
I think, yeah, you covered obviously a few sort of little rooms, offices
No.
and stuff. Yeah, you'll probably get lost.
So then a couple questions. What's like one or two of the most frightening experiences anybody's ever had here?
I would say the escape room ward in there yeah, people do not like it in there. Quite often people will get almost like their calves being grabbed, particularly women. Hair stroking again, but I think the hair stroking goes back to because a lot of the times then the ladies wouldn't have had long hair down, their hair would have been short, tucked away in like a mop cap. So if it sort of goes to the spirits of seeing these young ladies coming in with sort of long blonde hair, it's almost like we've got to touch you. Yeah, you might be okay tonight. You might get a little bit ghostly fingers run through your hair. Yeah, so that's. But this figure who we'll call Edward, he's the guy that is very sort of tall, very dark, and quite an imposing figure, and almost likes to show his authority, if you like, by sort of standing over people, getting in the personal space. That room in particular, it's quite sort of a sort of dark energy in that area.
So, like, a couple freakiest places that we should investigate.
I would say definitely that room, the escape room ward. Go into Annie's room, and you'll tend to get more stuff happening in the corridor while you're actually in Annie's room. And the nurses, those 3 rooms where the old television was, and the microwave, and then onto the nurses' changing room. Those 3 areas initially.
All right.
And maybe over towards the infant's room, the maternity wing, and that one where you do get a lot of the sort of the female voices. But before that, in the hexagon, the watchtower bit is very sort of male dominant.
And we asked this to everybody to close out our interviews. Would you say this place is haunted?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, without a doubt. I've been here many times. Doesn't usually worry me about sort of walking around places like this. But on a number of times I've actually been here having a quick tour around before people have arrived, just to make sure there's nothing else fell off the floor or anything like that. And I've sort of walked into an area and stopped, and I can't go in there, and I don't know why. It's just doesn't feel right. 45 minutes later, you walk in, it sort of changes, the atmosphere changes, and I think that maybe because we're looking at different levels. So we've got the workhouse, where it was very sort of poor people, very sick people, to more sort of modern day sort of nurses type, and I do think the atmosphere changes as the different levels, so the different energies come through from the different levels of history.
Once again, I think I'm ready.
I think I am too.
We always do this at the end of every interview.
I know.
I don't know why. I'm pointing.
It's like muscle memory.
All right. Oh, here we go. All right, man. Well, back out into the Welsh storm. That's such a cool view. Looks creepy as hell from over here.
This is creepy.
Yeah, you could say that.
Going back to the 1700s, a lot of the people that come in here were orphans, so they had no family. They may be widowed, their wife had died, so they were alone here and had no family. So if they died, they had nowhere to be buried.
Buried here.
Yeah.
So, how many graves do you think are out here?
Again, it's not documented. It's just that they had a pauper's burial in the grounds close by to the hospital. So this, obviously, the trees have sort of come on over the last sort of 100 years, but it would have been sort of fairly open. The race could be down. They don't want us here.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's sort of paths that go round, and it's sort of like a hidden garden.
Wow. Yeah, this is definitely creepy out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. So it is 11:30 p.m. We're here in the Bron-Y-Garth Hospital, and this place really has a unique sort of energy that is unlike the energy of other hospitals that we've filmed at in the United States. Certain rooms smell different, certain rooms feel different. We're kind of just casing this place out, but as you can see right now, we are in that kind of entryway room, and that's where we're gonna start tonight's investigation. It's always interesting to me, these hospitals and places like this, there always seems to be a positive energy, which we talked about. There seems to be a sad, frantic energy. And then there's always some sort of a darker, more standoffish energy, which, as you know, if you watch our videos, we like to seek out those darker energies. So that's who we're gonna be trying to talk to this evening. But tonight, we have the one and only Connor Shannon here with us.
What's up, everybody? This place is very, very interesting. I've never seen a place that is in this good of condition. You do have a few rooms that are in a state of disrepair just from water damage and things like that, but there's rooms in here that it's almost like there's not even dust on these bed frames and desks and stuff like this. So really cool experience to be able to see a place that's still in this state. Walking around earlier, getting some different vibes from different rooms, different smells, which is really weird too. I've never seen a place that has different smells room to room to room. So that's really peculiar. So I'm excited to see what we get into tonight, and hopefully we can get a little spooked.
Also, it looks like you're like sweaty as hell. That's just because we were walking in the rain.
Yeah.
At least that's what Connor definitely didn't tell me to say that.
No.
No chance he told me
Not
to
a
say
chance.
that out on camera too.
It wasn't because we walked up 3 flights of stairs.
Well, to start this out, we were gonna start in here, but I think we should go to Annie's room.
Okay.
Which is... I know. It sounded like something that wasn't the water, like a metal. Did you hear that? But Annie's room is right down the hallway. So, to anybody who's in here, in the hospital, or from the workhouse, my name is Colin.
My name's Connor.
And we're coming here this evening just to speak with you, to have conversation with you, and we want to hear your life story. So, if you see our lights, follow us to the room we're going to next, and let's sit down and have a chat.
Yeah, bro.
I know, it's starting to turn British, brother. Alright.
Alrighty, I'm just recording this. What? There's no way that it just stopped. Right when I said I'm recording this. What the fuck, dude? The Paralight's just been freaking out for like 5 minutes while we've been setting up, and this REM pod just hit. And like oh look, there it goes. All the way red, dude. What the fuck? That is, so for you guys watching, that's EMF energy. Look at that thing pulsing. That is nuts, dude. Those are fresh batteries that I just put in there too. Before every investigation, this is what we do for people who say we have faulty old batteries.
We struggle to put these batteries into
Yeah.
devices.
These are brand new. That's what we were doing when I noticed this thing going crazy. And look, it stops again when I start filming it. You rolling on that?
Yep.
Alright, so somebody's already here. I'm gonna point out right now, look at this EMF meter. Oh, right when I point, look, it's pulsating, kind of like the Paralyte just was.
Disease.
First word on that is disease.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a f***ing hospital. Alright.
Sing.
What?
It's like,
Yo, that's crazy.
it's a different type of sing, but it's still sing.
And dude, remember literally
Church servant girl, Samantha. Little girl sings, sing. Lauren.
and this is the hallway where he said in our interview they heard the church choir singing.
He lives just across in the flat over there from this area, almost like a Welsh choir singing, 2, 3 in the morning. And he's sort of woke up and his wife says, yeah, I can hear it. And they've sort of come down and nothing.
That's crazy.
which would have happened in the wards, maybe at sort of Christmas times and things like that. The sort of Welsh squires would have come in and visited the patients, the inmates, or they may have got together and sort of singing their own songs.
Shooting.
All right. To whoever's here in the Bron-Y-Garth. Oh my God! All the way to red. You see that?
Mm-hmm. That's a brand new battery too.
Yeah, I just put all these devices have new batteries. I was just going all the way to red. To whoever's here in the Bron-Y-Garth Hospital / the old workhouse.
Feed.
Workhouse. That's why they came to work, so they could.
Mail good.
Mail good? I want to introduce ourselves. My name's Colin.
My name's Connor. What is it?
What is it? We're just here to speak with you tonight. Annie, if you're here. All right, next to me. If you're here.
Do I scare you?
No?
No. Dude, there is so much energy in here. It's like kind of absurd.
No, you don't scare us. Are you trying to scare us?
Did you? I could have sworn I just heard the bell ring and it's off. Dude, that thing, every time I go to film it too, it stops going to red. Oh, dude, look at all this fucking energy in here. All right, Annie or whoever.
Correct.
Annie, there's a bell in the middle of this table. If you want to tap on it, maybe you could try to ring it. Or if you see any of these red lights, you probably know what REM pods are. You could go try touch one of those. Also, in all of these seats, we've got little cat balls, little toys. So if you sit down in a seat, we'll be able to tell that you sit here with us. So, whoever's here right now, can you give us a sign by moving something, tapping on something, sitting down in one of these chairs, making these lights go off?
Suffocate.
Suffocate.
Infectious.
Infectious in a hospital. Suffocate, infectious, so like tuberculosis.
Presented.
Presented.
Satanic.
Oh, love that. So you said infectious, suffocate, disease. Whoever's with us right now, did you die of a respiratory disease like tuberculosis?
Melted.
Melted.
Maybe.
Maybe. Dude, look at that. Can whoever's here tell us your name or sit in one of these chairs? We're not afraid to talk. We'd love to hear you make some noise or pull up a chair.
Leader. Operates.
Yes, over here.
Yes, over here operates. Uncertain.
Are you in the room with us? He's weak.
Listen to my voice.
We're listening.
Chemicals.
Treatment. A lot of weird hospital related words. Who is this? Can you say your name?
Diagnostic.
Diagnostic.
Can you sing for us? What was that?
Uncaring.
Uncaring.
Xanax.
Xanax? What the f***, dude? Like getting a medication in a hospital, especially one that had like mental health. Were you prescribed Xanax? You can answer yes or no.
Proudly.
Proudly party. Proudly party property.
No name.
Elsewhere.
No name elsewhere.
Alright, so let's play a little game then. How about you touch one of these? You see this red light right here? You can go touch it like that. That purple
Do you
light.
believe in us?
That red light.
Yes, we do believe in you.
Touch any of these lights if your answer to these questions is yes. You could also make a tapping noise, move something in here. Any response from you will be a yes.
Evidence.
That's what we're looking for. To whoever's here.
Cheapest ghost.
I was about to say, are you a human? Can you light up one of these devices or make a noise if you're a human spirit or a human ghost?
Just.
One.
On fire alive.
Alive on fire. And this said melted, suffocate earlier.
Somewhere.
Look at that, all the way. It sounds like we have multiple spirits in here. We have the spirit of someone who was prescribed Xanax. We have the spirit of someone who died of a respiratory disease. And we have the spirit of someone who burned alive. And maybe you passed away from your burns in that hospital. Is any of that true?
Several.
Several.
Several bookmarks. If that's you standing next to that candle, can you turn it off?
Hair.
Hair. Remember your story about the hair too?
Can you tell me if you died here when it was a hospital?
I'm reaching out.
Dude, I just got a really weird feeling. Do you feel it getting like colder in here? It's like something like not so good just came in here. We're like this whole time I've been feeling pretty comfortable, but all of a sudden I just got like
very cold.
Anxiety.
I can really feel it on like the parts of me that are wet.
Who just came in here? Can you tell us about yourself?
Gloria.
Gloria, you can take a seat right here if you want to. Just sit down in one of these chairs.
He is lost.
He's lost.
Who is?
You ever just get creeped out thinking like we're talking to ghosts and they're like straight up just invisible people standing like right here?
Yeah.
It's kind of creepy when I think about Gloria standing.
I'm afraid to talk.
Why are you afraid to talk, Gloria? You don't have to be afraid of us. We're just here to hang out and have some fun. That was great. Good job touching that and that. Can you do that again? Touch that pink light. Evil cult?
Occupation.
You're afraid to talk because of an evil cult? Is that true, Gloria?
Shirt.
You talking about my shirt because it's got the devil on it?
The devil is here.
What?
What the fuck?
You really cut down to it. Gloria is like angelic angel.
Maybe she thinks we're an evil cult because of this shirt that I have on.
And it said satanic earlier. Temple. Okay, this is getting weird. We're not in an evil cult.
No.
Don't think that we're in a cult. You don't need to be afraid of us.
Paul.
Paul's
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. One leg.
one leg Paul. It is a hospital. All right. Is there somebody named Paul that's lost and he's got one leg? Gloria, is that what you were talking about?
Alto.
Depend.
Metropolitan.
It's dangerous.
What's dangerous? Pedophile.
CLS.
See out? Oh. That just said pedophile?
Yeah. But
It's
PAE.
like British.
Yeah.
Pedophile.
That's weird.
So there's an evil satanic cult of pedophiles in here?
Well, if not.
Are you saying it's, well, when you think about it,
Doctors.
doctors? He's lost, Paul, pedophile. So are you saying that there, when you were here at the hospital,
Steak.
steak. Are you saying that while you were here at the hospital, or even right now, there's a dangerous man named Paul who's a pedophile walking around the halls?
Paper.
Newspaper.
There's a newspaper right here.
If there's anybody named Paul in that newspaper.
Son.
I think this is from when the place was closed.
Whales.
What? No fucking way. No fucking way.
Instrument.
Cabinet.
What? Instrument cabinet.
Name.
That's wild.
That is so crazy specific. Wales.
And not like WHALES.
No,
It's
Wales. Like the place that we're in right now
Yeah.
across the planet from America.
And pedophile with an A.
Smoke.
Pedophile. This is, look at this. I think this is March 2009, the local newspaper that was left here.
2009 was when it closed.
That's what I mean. I think this was from, just left here.
Kingston.
Kingston? Paul Kingston? I think we're gonna move to a different room if we don't start seeing some stuff happen in here. We've had some really good conversation.
Shapes.
Shapes.
Preserved shapes.
But from what you're telling us, seems like there's a lost man named Paul with one leg who's a pedophile? Is that correct? Can you give us a sign to show us that that's correct?
Cameroon.
It's just so damn quiet in here.
Is there anything you can tell us about yourself?
Quiet. Age.
Quiet age. Quiet.
Security.
Can you tell us how old you are? You said age. Alright, we're gonna go to a room just down the hall. Wellness.
There's so many weird.
Mm-hmm. Wales is nuts.
That's insane.
We're gonna go to the room
Avoid.
down the hall. If you want to follow us down there.
It said avoid Kayla.
Worse.
She's worse than you.
Where's Kayla?
Estimated.
Call for help?
This thing's warning us about
I
something.
know. Alright, we're gonna go down the hall. If we shouldn't go down there, can you make a noise? Or touch one of our devices?
Prominently. More to the stories.
This camera's about to die.
Alright. Well, we're gonna move down the hall, so follow us, would you?
Shirt.
Again, shirt.
I don't like my
What does that mean? Alright, so we investigated Annie's room. Annie's room is behind us, but honestly, if we're gonna try search for noises and stuff, there's too much noise contamination with this water drip literally right here. So we're just gonna kind of walk around for a second and see what we feel. Oh! Do you hear that? Did you actually? That was like a right when I said that. Like a... Look, I backed up to the wall. It was like a bang, dude. Hello? That was loud as fuck. Oh, that was goddamn creepy. I'm just leaving you with that.
You have a fucking flashlight? Was it down this way? It's fucking creepy in here. I think yeah, it was down this way. Was it? I don't think it was. I mean, maybe it does.
Let's just sit here. Oh, what the f***? What the f***? Oh my god, that was creepy. What am I doing? Holy shit.
I don't know what to do.
That was crazy.
That door was already closed.
What the fuck was that? Bro.
It almost gave me a heart.
I know, same. I screamed like a giggly little girl. Alright. Whoever's here, can you play with that door again?
I like how you jumped when I did that.
Bro, there's so many noises right
I
here.
know. I want to get dripped on.
Hello? What the happened with that door? Like, I don't even understand. I saw it move. But I don't know exactly what just happened.
I don't know. It was scary. You living back here? We both did the same thing.
Alright. Can you respond to this if there's somebody here? It's right behind me, isn't it? I really feel like
I know.
Dude, what the is going on? This is way creepier down here right now. Let's go sit in the nursing room. Okay. This is crazy though.
Interesting.
That's exactly how we left it. Is there anybody? Wait, what the f was that?
The door moved. I watched it.
Did it just open by itself?
Yes.
Go push on it once. See how long it takes to shut. Maybe we can debunk it. Wait, walk in and out once.
I don't want to go in this hallway by myself.
You got it. No, let's do it for the experiment. Look, here, I'll do it. Okay. Here's how we were. We came out, and I kind of came out like this. Oh. Okay.
It's just a soft closed door.
Okay, that was creepy as hell though, because I looked over and I saw that, like, okay. Is there anybody in here in the nursing home?
What was that?
Oh no.
Okay. Is it down this door? I think it was. I think you're the reason they keep getting stuck. Is it down this way?
I think it's down there.
I don't like those doors. Yeah, I think this is right.
Oh, let's sit in here for a sec.
I just heard someone go, oh.
What does that device say over there?
Schoolboy. You can't hide schoolboy.
Address.
Okay, now that's really f***ing weird. You can't hide, schoolboy? And we're just talking about a pedophile that's walking around the halls?
Yeah, I don't like the sounds of
Murder.
that. Murder.
Oh! Oh! What the f***? Dude!
Were all of them little?
Yes, they all were spiking. Look at that.
Scorch.
Dude, look at that. All three of them at the same time. Corroborating each other. Scorch. It's the burn thing again.
SQ.
That's the burn victim that's in here?
What did that say?
I'm sad. Monk.
Monk?
The children sing.
Again.
It's like the exact same responses over here. To whoever's in here, my name's Colin.
My name's Connor.
So you seem to really light up when we talked about a pedophile named Paul. Did this pedophile named Paul murder a child?
CFR.
Is Paul the scary shadow figure that people always see in here?
Unknown.
Oh, there's somebody.
I am a child.
So you're a child. Were you murdered by Paul the pedophile?
They do rituals.
Bro, what is going on?
Health.
Health? Dude, so we've got all the same stuff. Paul, the pedo, a scorch, so someone who burned alive, rituals, Satan, evil cult. So I want to speak to the kid. We're just here to help. We're not here to hurt anybody.
Watch it.
We just want to know. Were you abused?
Requesting.
Request, dude, that is crazy amounts of energy. I think you're confirming that you were abused, but you're also saying requesting. What are you requesting?
Defense.
Heart.
Heart defense.
You want us to help defend you from Paul? The pedo? I'm sorry that you're going through that, man or girl. If you need help defending yourself from this Paul, could you... Yeah, you're doing such a good job of grabbing all those. If you see the red light on the bed right there, that red circle, or this one by the door, could you touch one of those? Or even that purple light over there? What if Paul is this pedo, but what if...
60.
60, he's older, but what if Paul worked here as like a guard
Richard.
or something during the Workhouse days?
Yeah.
And he was abusing like the children, like the poor kids who were orphaned and didn't have parents. That's actually really interesting.
Replacement.
Were you here while this place was a workhouse?
Do you believe?
So you were here while this place was a workhouse. What's your name?
Annual appointment.
That's what it says?
Mm-hmm.
To the child, is your name Finn?
Saw torture.
Saw torture?
Christian.
What the is going on with all that stuff? If you guys online can make anything out of this stuff too, please comment because... Is your name Finn? It's crazy how the REM pods are just dead silent.
False.
So your name isn't Finn. Can you tell us your name?
I was a child.
This is dark. So, you were a child.
Oops.
Boobs? Maybe it's a girl and we've been thinking it's a little boy this whole time. To the child who was unfortunately abused by Paul. Are you a girl?
Do you like Satan?
No, I do not.
What's up with all this demonic shit?
It's weird because I feel like it's talking about me.
I mean, you do have a demon on your shirt.
At the door.
If I saw someone at the
Who's at the door? That's creepy as hell, though. Look at that, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this person is in here, and this is a good energy, and it's like whatever this creepy thing is has been following us around, like that door and all those noises.
Just like a warden would.
Yeah. Oh, true. Can you tell us, little girl? That is weird that it said boobs, though.
You hear us?
Because maybe it was a girl who was attacked by this Paul, and he
Yes.
fondled her. Okay, little girl, answer one of these questions. Either tell me, what's your name? Or, who's waiting outside of this door? It does feel safe in here.
I don't even want to look at the door.
I don't creep the out.
Is one of the kids buried out in the cemetery?
Cemetery. It's one of the kids who was brought in here and brought out to the cemetery. Intimate? That's dark, dude.
So you were buried out in the cemetery?
There.
There. Dude, that's fucking creepy, dude. Think about it, man. Nobody knows who this shadow guy is.
Mm-hmm.
What if he preyed on kids in the workhouse? Not only was it child labor, but these kids would be behavioral. They were sent disciplined for behavioral things. That's how they would get them.
Help.
Help?
Barbed wire.
Help barbed wire?
It's also...
Did I say 11?
Yeah.
11 years old.
Yeah. It's crazy to think, though. It's crazy to think, though, that like these
Hungry.
the fam. I was literally about to say the families that were here, they were hungry. They couldn't work in like normal jobs. They were desperate to be here. So even if something was happening to a kid, maybe a kid wouldn't even want to speak out about it, or the families really had no other options, and they couldn't get on to the warden who's in charge of the place.
And, like he said too, orphaned kids were sent here all the time. And when like those kids would have no family and they died here, they're buried in an unmarked grave. York? What's up with all these English
Why are you
words?
here?
We're here to hear your story.
And those devices have gone completely quiet.
Disgusting.
It was disgusting what happened. Let me ask, so the child victim of this Paul guy, what's your name? Can you tell us your name?
Additions. Step out.
Step out? To the thing that's waiting for us at the door? I don't think so. What's your name? You can tell us. You don't need to be ashamed of what happened to you because that was not your fault. I know sometimes people who are victims will blame themselves, but it was not your fault at all. You were a victim. Till?
T-I-L.
T-I-O?
T-I-L.
Evidence. Building.
Kidding.
What's your name? Please just tell us your name. Do you remember your name? It's like when we start asking about the name, they disappear.
My life was short.
Didn't it say no name earlier? I don't think this person remembers that.
I mean, even think about it like this: the graves out there, it's paupers' burial. I mean, there's no tombstone or anything. They were just digging a hole and putting the bodies in there.
Reginald. Gerald.
Reginald and Gerald? Was your name Reginald or Gerald? Aren't those both like kind of British names?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, I think we're gonna move to the next room. Thank you for talking to us.
Robinson.
Reginald Gerald Robinson. Is that your name? Reginald Gerald Robinson? You can say yes by touching one of these red lights or making these things go off. Before we go, can you tell us what's waiting for us outside of this door that you've been telling us about? Who or what is it?
Open wide.
What did it say?
Open wide. And Hugo.
Inmate.
Open wide Hugo inmate. To the boy who's buried and was a victim, was your name Hugo?
Bertram.
Now we're all of a sudden getting so many names. Hugo.
These were all the names of kids that are buried out there. Inside. Violent.
We're gonna go out there. Anything else you want to tell us before we go talk to this thing in its room where it's known to be really aggressive? didn't even think about that's where we're making our way to.
Terrorism.
Well, terrorism.
A few.
There's a few violent terrorists out there.
I hope not.
Alright, well, should we get going? So, right now we're gonna walk out into the hall. And what's interesting is all night we went from room to room to room. It seemed like there's been something scary kind of following us. And it seems to be a boy who was a victim, or a girl, maybe a boy and a girl who are here of some sort of twisted employee. And it even said murdered and confirmed, and there's that mass grave of unmarked children's bodies out back. So, of course, now that we've learned all that information and it's warned us about this violent thing that's right outside of the doors, we're gonna go outside of the doors and go to where the violent thing usually attacks people.
Yay!
Yeah, it's just a little creepy in here.
It's very quiet.
Oh, look. Oh, you were wrong. Oh! Oh! That cat bulb is just going off. Alright, come over here really quick. So think about this. The whole night it's been saying satanic cult, demon, Satan. This room with the evil guy in it.
Where are you going?
Look at it. First of all, there's a huge upside down cross on the wall here. And this looks like it's like original to the building. What the f***'s up with that? Doesn't it look original?
It does.
I mean, it's definitely original. And like, it might just be like a coat rack or something. But I mean, it's definitely. They may
Maybe it's a
have.
sword.
It looks like a sword, or if you're evil.
Oh, look at this bathtub.
Of course, there's a creepy bathtub here too. But think about it. All this Satan stuff, cult, and then that upside down cross thing I just noticed. And then you come into this room and there's crosses everywhere and upside down crosses. So it's like, I wonder if the patients themselves thought that, or the spirits here thought when they set up the escape room, they were like a cult.
There is the all-seeing eye.
God, this is freaky. Alright. We followed the advice and we wanted to talk to the evil thing. Are you in here?
brakes?
What the f? I've been sitting here for a second now. Was that you? Oh. I'm getting a ringing. This is the first time the whole night I've gotten a ring in my ear. It feels too quiet in here.
Honestly, this is the only room in the whole place that is quiet.
Can you give us a sign that there's somebody or something with us? If you're Paul the evil pedophile, f you. F you for what you did to those children. And you're a piece of shit. We just can't get away from the pedo stuff. Even when we're not trying to do a ring bust. Alright guys, we're gonna do a DR60 in here. It's perfect because it's so quiet.
Can you tell us the name of the kid that we've been talking to?
Can you tell us the name of the abuser of children who worked here? Was his name Paul?
Were you murdered by Paul? Or the man who attacked you?
Are there children's bodies buried in the forest garden area who were victimized and murdered during the poorhouse years?
Can you tell us how old you were when you died?
We've heard that the bad man likes to hang out in this room. Is he here with us right now?
Victimized First, a bad man likes to hang out in the trailer. Can she hear us right now?
A lot of responses, but I can't tell. Let's do one more. All right. To the pedophile, Paul, we think your name is. Fuck you. You're a piece of shit for what you did to those kids. How are you going to respond to that, buddy?
Was Paul one of the wardens who worked here?
How many different children did this man we're calling Paul victimize? Paul, be honest, tell us.
Did Paul murder these kids to cover up what he was doing to them?
Alright, to the pedophile, Paul, we think your name is. You're a piece of shit for what you did to those kids. How are you gonna respond to that, buddy? Paul was a warden who worked here. How many different children did this man we're calling Paul victimize? Paul, be honest, tell us.
Did you hear that? That came from in the room.
Paul, be honest, tell us. Paul, be honest, tell us.
Hello?
Man we're calling Paul victimized. Paul, be honest, tell us. Paul murdered these kids. Cover up what he was doing to them.
Well, that's
Once again, a little creepy. All right, before we go up to the third floor, is there anybody that would like to do anything else for us or make any sort of noise in this room? Paul, you're a little disappointing. You weren't as scary as I thought you would be. You seem more weak. Dead quiet.
coward.
All right, guys. So at this point, we're gonna head up to the third floor to that room with that crazy energy, where male patients would be housed in the poor farm days. So maybe Paul was up there. Maybe that's where he would abuse the children. We don't know, but we feel like we're being called up there to do the Estes. So, you ready?
Indeed I am.
Hey everybody, it's Colin here. Thank you for watching today's video. Hello to all the new subscribers and hello to the rest of our beautiful, wonderful, spooky family. As you know, every single week here on the channel, we give away a free gift bag to one lucky viewer of the show. And this week, to enter the contest, all you have to do is like today's video, let's smash that like button, and comment Happy New Year in the comments section below. I'm gonna give y'all 10 seconds to do this now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So go comment. You can comment multiple times. It helps the video so much. But anyways, let's get back to today's video. Thank you for listening to my little spiel. I love you guys so much and stay spooky.
All right, so we're about to go do the Estes, but we were telling him about some of the stuff that we just got on camera, and we did not know this.
You didn't
Say that again?
Yeah. As we walked down from the mortuary before, I said I'll take you through the woods way. You didn't know, but the little block on the outside is the infectious diseases wing. It's not accessible now because it's all sort of collapsed, but that's where TB, stuff like that would go on. So
That is just crazy.
And that was like one of the first things. It was the first word we got on our device was disease.
Yeah, and it said infectious too.
Yeah.
So what do you make of the child possibility of a theory of somebody who worked at the poorhouse?
Yeah, it's there. Yeah, it's definitely there, isn't it? The opportunities there. The vulnerable kids are there, alone orphans.
That's what we said. The mass, kind of orphan grave in the back. It's if back then, if a kid was murdered, they'd be buried out there without a headstone.
Yeah.
Even if it was a family that was here and their kid was being victimized, they have nowhere else to go.
Yeah, they've got nowhere else to go. That's it. You sort of put up with it.
They're so dependent, and it even said hungry, feed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's this was their livelihood. If they couldn't be here, they were starving to death on the streets.
Yeah.
That
it wasn't much better in here. It was basically gruel.
at least
bread,
they had
water.
some shelter and
Yeah.
food
Yeah.
every once in a while. But they're so dependent on this that you kind of just have to let shit like that happen.
Yeah, whatever they are. So yeah.
You think that's plausible that
Yeah.
would have happened here?
Yeah, definitely.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, and we got Paul.
Yeah, it said Paul the pedophile.
Okay.
The one leg pedophile.
One leg.
Yeah.
Again, could have been somebody that was in
Yeah.
as an inmate in the workhouse. There's been so many, because it housed up to 150 people at a time, so there could have been so many different people moving through. As people sort of left or died, more people would come in.
It's crazy. When you see this video, you're gonna see our REM pods weren't really hitting much at all, but our EMF readers were at the same time going off the charts, and hitting the strongest it could.
Yeah.
And and when we're asking questions, they're can you touch one of our devices if this is true? And all of them, all the way to the top.
So you're getting intelligent communication.
Yeah. I mean, crazy stuff.
I just got the very tail end of that. Let's just see. We had this door sitting like this. Oh. Alright, take a look, everybody.
Here's us debunking.
Debunked. Alright, I think we found the creepiest room. It's a typical horror movie shit. Oh yeah, that's just the wind. So right now we are upstairs in... That door is gonna freak me out when you're under. We're upstairs in what some would claim is the most aggressive room in the entire building. This is the 3rd floor for Americans, 2nd floor for those here in the UK. And this is the room where the male psychiatric patients were held, those with extreme disabilities.
Oh,
So that last clip that I started, right when we were about to start the spirit box, we remembered that it was dead from our investigation last night. So I ran all the way down the 3 flights of stairs, came back up. That spirit box is dead. So I ran all the way back down again and got a battery. So now we have it working. But this is the room that some people claim is the most violent. This is where the mentally ill people during the poor farm days were held in subhuman conditions. And we figured that if there was a person preying on people in here, this could be a room where assaults were happening. It's at the top, it's really closed off. You'd have to have, you know, special access to get in here. And I have to say, it's really f***ing creepy up here.
Yeah. I stayed up here while Colin was getting all that other stuff, and the door just kept opening and closing. I just wasn't paying attention to it.
And the wind up here has picked up. There's a storm outside. And it's just f***ing eerie.
It's very eerie. Alright.
Alright, let's do this. Okay, so Paul, maybe that's your code name or your nickname. Are you here with us right now?
Game? Man right there?
Where is he? Man right where?
Molestation. Right there?
Where is he? Paul! Where are you? We're not afraid of you. What you did to those kids was
That was weird. It's literally like a fucking moan.
You're a wanker, Paul. And a knot. A no good pedo. Oh shit, dude, I feel
It's mine.
There's a cold breeze right here.
You f***.
So, how many children did you victimize, Paul? So how many of the innocent children here did you violate?
You'll never know.
This is way too accurate.
I'm getting really dizzy, dude.
Paul, did you ever murder any of the children that you victimized to keep them quiet?
Fuck you.
Tell us the truth, Paul. I'm telling you, man, the truth.
Of course not.
I want the truth. The truth will set you free, and it will.
Okay.
I don't have too much hope for you in the afterlife, but.
We have proof.
How many children did you victimize?
You're afraid, bitch? 11? Sickness inside.
Did you work here, Paul? Did you work at the workhouse?
I'm in charge.
Say that again?
Big nasty.
What do you mean by that?
I'm the boss.
Paul, where in this building would you victimize these children? Can you give us some details?
Mine.
I feel weird. I feel like I'm
Who are you?
I'm Colin. I'm from America and I'm an investigator. Now, where did you abuse these children inside of this?
West.
Yeah, west of England. What room did these assaults take place in?
They made me sick.
Who made you
That's
sick? Who made you sick?
kids.
After you assaulted them, what made you decide to take these children's lives? Did you just want to keep them quiet?
And I
What made you decide to murder these children?
beat him.
That's not an answer. Just got hot in here.
Bitch.
What was your role here?
What was your job here at the poor farm?
At the workhouse?
Watch over. Isn't it lovely?
So you were like a warden, a caregiver type employee?
In a way. I was crucial.
This is like,
The doctor.
this is unbelievably f***ing direct. Where did you bury the children's bodies, Paul?
Outside. Outside.
Can you give me any details?
The congregation.
Where? Where?
Out back.
Are you talking about the garden forest area? I don't know what you would call that. The potter's field?
The trophies.
Did you keep something from your victims with you?
Their life. I know. About.
There's a lot of thumping.
What do you know about? What are you talking about?
Little pigs.
What do you mean by that?
Every time it happens.
Are there any of the victims of this guy here?
No.
Oh, so it's just you up here, Paul. This is where you hang out?
I own.
What do you think that you own? Because you don't own this building.
I know. You baby. You're done. You'll die.
So, are you trapped here because of the evil deeds that you did that have never been discovered?
Is this some sort of punishment?
Again and again.
I've always wondered this. When there are evil, and you are evil, energies and entities, are you trapped here or are you choosing to stay because you love the terrible things that you did?
I like. It just said to come. I like to come.
Well, that's fucking disturbing.
So, in the afterlife, you're craving more victims?
Still hundreds of years
Never
later?
stops.
I think that if someone were to find the bodies of your victims and give them a proper burial and respect and to tell their story, you're going to lose a lot of power. What do you say to that?
Welcome to hell. Leave Christianity behind.
Paul, were you a worshiper of the devil?
My friend.
Satan was your friend? This is crazy. No, I'm serious. Did you in your life go against Christianity and you wanted to seek out?
I'm sure.
Maybe the Church of Satan wasn't even invented during your time period, but did you just want to do the opposite of what the Christians around you were doing?
It's going complete radio silence, just static.
Paul, are you still in this room with me?
Maybe. Death comes.
I got a weird feeling here all of a sudden.
It's a scary thing. DNR, that's right.
Do not resuscitate. But
The monster's gone.
so Paul's gone?
I feel you.
Paul, I feel like you're trying to distract me. Did you want to follow the devil?
My wish.
Your wish was to follow the devil and commit sins?
Paul!
Because we got a lot of evidence of Satan and devil worship and cults and stuff. Maybe Paul was into that sort of a thing, especially because he brought up Christianity. So, Paul, what happened to you? How did you die?
Got sick.
With what? What did you get sick with? That's your crazy response.
My heart.
It said heart earlier on the devices. What happened? Did you have... Maybe it wasn't known at the time, but...
Facing death.
Did you have a heart attack?
Yeah. Give back to the people.
Paul, did you... Fucking knock in this room. Was that you?
Bye.
Why are you knocking all of a sudden? I don't know where that came from. That was like, oh, I got full body chills. That was like 3 knocks in here in the last minute. All right, Paul, this is it. This is your last chance to tell us anything about these children and save yourself so you can move on from this hell purgatory that you're in. Tell us just anything you know.
It ends.
Normally, Paul, I would say thank you for talking to us, but I'm not going to thank you. You were a terrible person who lived a horrible life, and you did terrible things, and you were a waste of human space based on the horrific things that you did to these children. And I hope your afterlife has been complete punishment, because it appears that you died without remorse and without ever being held accountable for these horrific actions. So... I just heard these crazy knocks in here.
Wait, you heard knocks?
You heard, yeah, like it was like 4 knocks.
Oh my god, I cannot feel my foot at all.
Yeah, my feet are.
Where was it?
There was one that came from behind you, and then it sounded like one on that door, and then went over there. And I've just been sitting here the whole time.
I got some really weird, like, visuals.
Of what?
I don't know what it is, but I feel like every time I do the Estes method, like, I like lose all sense of direction, and it like it sounds so stupid to say, but it's like I feel like I'm doing backflips the whole time. Oh my gosh, my foot hurts.
Well, all right, guys. It seems like tonight we've spoken with victims, we've spoken with people who died here in the hospital, and ultimately we spoke to this guy. I don't know if it's even his real name or some sort of a code name, Paul, which is an English name.
Christianity thing?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, if all this satanic stuff, maybe Paul was back in the day, like, going against Christianity. It would make sense.
He's just like super anti-religion and
Just an evil
I don't know.
Just an evil little bugger. And he said, I like to come.
Yeah, that was
That was something I wish I never heard Connor say out loud, but it's evidence.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed I even had to say it.
Hey, it's okay when it's in a ghost hunt.
Yeah.
Anything goes in a ghost hunt.
Hey.
All right. Well, we're gonna come back tomorrow. This isn't the end of the video. We still have one more thing to do. But to the children who spoke with us this evening, we are so sorry that all of this happened to you. We have a surprise for you. To the patients who spoke with us, thank you, and we hope you find peace. And to Paul, I hope you keep on suffering.
Yeah. Bitch.
And just as a reminder, Connor and I are both protected by white divine light. Nothing here is allowed to follow us. We are strong in our spirituality. And whatever's here, even if you're a nice spirit, you have to stay here, please. Thank you for respecting that.
And good night.
All right. So we're back right now behind the Bron-Y-Garth hospital. If you remember during our tour last night, this wooded area is a pauper's field where children, men, women who were in the workhouse and I believe the hospital as well were taken out and buried in unmarked graves when they had no family to come claim them and no money for a burial. So nobody really knows how many bodies are buried out here. It could be 30, could be 60, could be 1,000. So many of those deaths were just not documented. And if you remember during our whole video, it seems like last night we were talking to a boy and a girl at times who were victimized by a pedophile named Paul. So we came out here with some flowers to lay down for them. It's got like a mystical...
Might be the little mushrooms and trees with faces and stuff.
The trees though, you know what I mean? Like the leaves, how they're growing. I just got a feeling back here. Anything to say?
Last night, just talking to these spirits and getting confirmation that we were talking to the people that are buried out here. I mean, it's surreal and really sad, and saying like they don't know their names, and it's kind of significant with the fact that there's no headstones and they're just kind of discarded out here with nothing to really remember them by.
Well, we got these flowers. We got some as well. They're beautiful. To whoever's out here, if your body is here, we just want to say thank you for speaking with us last night. Thank you for sharing your story. We're really sorry.
that you were abused and taken advantage of, and that you don't even remember your name. But if you can hear us now, we brought you some flowers that you could play with or do whatever you want with. These are flowers just for you, to the kids of Bron-Y-Garth.
Yeah, again, like he said, we're really glad that we were able to talk to whoever was speaking to us last night, and it's really terrible what happened to you, but hopefully you're able to find peace in the afterlife, knowing that people do care about you, and we don't want your story to be forgotten. These flowers are for you. Right when I set it down. It really is like a very like mystical feel.
Right?
Like a fairy should pop up out of nowhere. Little centaur comes through that little archway. Yeah. This is the little cabinet that we're walking through into Narnia.
Right. Well, all right, man. It's a wrap.
And we thought possibly it was a gravestone, and I don't speak Welsh, I got somebody to translate it. And it says, here lies the body of the red cat.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Here lies the body of the red cat?
Yep.
Wow, that's so cool. That's so interesting. It makes me wonder, like, what else is out here then?
Well, that's it, you don't know, do you?
Yeah.
It could be anything over the last couple hundred years.
You mean about the workhouse?
About the workhouse, yeah.
Why?
Yeah, well basically the Welsh think that it was something that was imposed by the Westminster government on them, and they didn't want, and you know, it's normal Welsh crap. But
Yeah, I love that.
But you think that would be, like, a reason why you can't find much? Because I was asking him about, like, details and stuff. And
it's very difficult to find out stuff. There was an archive about 10 miles down the road that had a lot of the stuff, but that caught fire. So they lost a lot of the stuff. So,
Really?
yeah.
Caught fire. Interesting.
So
That's sad.
now, most information we get are people that live locally that say, my grandma told me or whatever, and, but you never know whether it's true or not, you know.
Yeah.
It's,
Hello!